Not bad weather we're having. She's fucking crazy out there. It's April 28th. If you go onto YouTube and you search for shutdown song video, there's this video that comes up from 8 years ago, and it's just a collage of shots of refineries with columns and drums, a lot of them at nighttime, and it just kind of dissolves one shot into another with a song. It's not too much to it. I just happened to be browsing around seeing what's out there that's used shutdown before, and I found this, and 1.3 million views for this little video song thing. And if you look at the comments, all the comments are created by tradespeople, boilermakers, pipe fitters, and it looks like they came there just a bonding session just because that's where they work. So, and all of these people that commented seem to be from the States. So that just tells you what the potential is for target market for shutdown a film is. Anyway, right now I ordered a gimbal, which most of you probably know is just like a selfie stick, but it just stabilizes your phone when you're shooting, which is something that I really need because I have the shakes all the time. I've had it for years. I went in to see my doctor one time for a vasectomy referral and my hair pills. And on the way out, I said, "Doc, by the way, I've always had these shakes in my hands, like for years." And he asked me a couple questions, this, that. And he's like, "Yeah, you got Parkinson's." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, you got Parkinson's." I'm like, "Okay, well, isn't there a test for that?" He's like, No, that's a clinical diagnosis. You have Parkinson's." Long story short, I go and see this new neurologist in town, and he gives me real tests. And he's like, "You got essential tremors. You've had a lot of concussions and stuff. You probably related to that, but you're always going to have these shakes in your hands." You can see a little bit of it right there. And he's like, "If you like to have the odd beer or drink, that'll settle you down." And my wife was with me at the time, and that was the last thing she wanted to fucking hear, but whatever. So anyway, I got a gimbal coming, and I look forward to that. You can tell by some of my shots of those signs and stuff that they're pretty shaky. Anyway, yeah, it's the end of April, and quite a shit show time. Last week in Porter Peak, Nova Scotia, just 3 hours away, that lunatic went off, and in a 13-hour span, he killed 22 people before they got him in Enfield, Nova Scotia, which is right where Sidney Crosby lives. So that happened. Then a few days ago, Trump came out and he said we should look into using bleach and disinfectants to inject into people to get rid of the coronavirus, or beam some light, an ultraviolet light. So that went over pretty well. What else? Today, they just released that the U.S. Army has video of these several UFOs flying around. Nobody even gives a shit about that with everything else that's going on around here. Now, the COVID in New Brunswick seems to be relaxing quite a bit. There's opening up the golf courses. That's good to see. There's only like 5 or 6 cases left in New Brunswick. I think there's only 2 in PEI. Ontario and Quebec, they're the hardest hit in Canada, but they're starting to look into easing restrictions and so forth. I'll tell you one thing I did with my daughter probably 2 weeks ago. We play soccer games in the house and stuff, and you go outside and it's like, it feels like everybody's got the plague or whatever, but there's no more handshakes. That's done. I used to love a good handshake. Like, you learn a lot about a person and they can learn a lot about you if you give a nice, solid, firm handshake, but that's done. So Marley and I are bowing. I have to let her win every game or she loses her marbles. We play till 10. Anyway, we bow after the game. With everything that's going on, the oil prices, they are completely right in the shitter right now. Like, there's refineries like Suncorp, they can't give their crude oil away. And Fort McMurray, with everything they've gone through with oil prices, a fire that ran right through the whole place, and now the oil prices, I thought they were bad enough like a couple months ago. They're just unbelievably low right now. And now they're flooded. They've just, like a third of the whole city has just been evacuated out of Fort McMurray. So that place has just been to hell and back. Anyway, I think, yeah, so basically the gist of my message today is we're all completely fucked at this point. I think I might even bypass making this film and become a motivational speaker. Not bad weather we're having. Jesus fucking Christ, is it safe to fucking come out yet?